I guess it seems to be woodworking day today, because everybody's bringing me, seems like woodworking related tools. I got a router here that's dead, it doesn't do anything. This table saw motor here that just buzzes. So let's see if we can get these things fixed. Oh, here's the table saw motor. Let's plug it in once. Yeah, it just hums, doesn't take off. Alright, so what happens with these a lot of times is they fill up with sawdust. I did blow it out already, if you can see in there at all. It's pretty clean now, but it's still not working. So let's see what's going on. Just got to take just the back end bell out because that's where all your switches and everything are. What happens with these most of the time, and it's probably a little hard to see, is right here is the governor for the motor. And when the motor comes up to speed, this slings in, and when it slows down, this comes out. When it comes out, it's in its start cycle and it needs to be pushing against this switch, and there's a little contact under this. They put this here to protect it from sawdust, but what happens is this wears a little over time and it doesn't fully get pressed, so you have to shim this whole switch up a little bit. That way it pushes against this switch better, or against this governor. So usually just some small washers will do it. So you just got to put some washers back behind this switchboard. I bet you that'll fix this. Well, these washers are a lot bigger than I wanted, but they'll work. Just start it so it doesn't fall out. And do the same thing with the other side. Kind of wrestle them in there. Don't go too tight because you'll crush this board. They're just a plastic material. And then let's put it back together. I deal with this a lot with these table saws. Those plastic switches are a bad idea. I don't know why they make them that way, but they just keep doing it. So I guess it's just a cheap way to make them, and they last just past warranty usually. Now if this didn't work, there's also a capacitor in the back side of this one to test. Make sure it turns good, you got the end bells all tightened up. And let's see if that fixed it. Alright, so this one runs. It's a little noisy. They got a bushing style in them for a bearing instead of a ball bearing. There's not much you can do about that. Once they wear out, that's about it. It's getting there, it's getting pretty worn, but it'll run for a while longer yet. That was a pretty easy fix, and you probably get another year out of it, I would think. He doesn't use it a whole lot. He just wanted a cheap fix on it, so that'll do it for now. Move on to the next one. Alright, so now I got this router table here, and when you put power to it and turn it on, it doesn't do anything at all. So let's see what that's about. He's already partially taken it apart for me. Took the top off and took the bolts out of the side so I could get to it easier. Well, let's see if the switch is even any good. Looks like we got our issue. The switch isn't doing anything. So let's see about taking that out of there. You can take these apart. What normally happens with these is they pack full of sawdust. What's up, Ruger? Did I wake you up? Too noisy? I'm sorry. Alright, so make sure you mark these switches which way it went, because if you put it together backwards, on becomes off. And vice versa. Yep. Full of sawdust. Pretty common to this stuff. Better clean that contact up a little bit. Pretty common to this stuff. They just pack full of sawdust and then the switches can't make contact anymore. Even if you blow this stuff out once in a while, it still packs up. It gets in spots that you just can't get to with an air compressor. But somehow all the wood chips and shavings can still get there. Clean that up and make sure the spring is good in there. Because if the spring gets stuck, it won't put proper pressure on the contacts. It's a pretty stiff spring too. Alright, should be good to put it back together now. Just gotta line up the orange marks that I smeared everywhere because I got too impatient to wait for it to dry apparently. There. Let's see if it works. looks like we got continuity again. It should run now. Alright, so I got the switch back in it. Put this cover back on it just to keep it all secured right now. And let's see if that worked. Looks like we got it. Some of this stuff's pretty basic. Switches are usually a good place to start with these things. Cords are another one because they get cut and cracked and stepped on and broken. And resets are good. You gotta check continuity through some resets on them. Sometimes they don't reset. Just simple things like that are good checks. Pretty much if you suspect sawdust is somewhere built up in them, it probably is. I don't know how some of it gets to where it does, but it just gets everywhere. Well, looks like some easy ones today, so thanks for watching, guys.